Hey guys, it's Bebe. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to debrief on Project Glow, do a little recap and review like I always do for festivals I go to, and just sit down and talk about the event, how it went, what I thought of it. And this one obviously is super cool because it was a first year event. So it was the first time that INSOMNIAC ever did Project Glow. They also recently announced that they are bringing Project Glow now to Philadelphia in October, which is so exciting. I'm just so happy to see, like I said this on my Instagram today, but it's just really cool to see INSOMNIAC like doing their thing on the East Coast because they are primarily West Coast. And I will be selling tickets to Project Glow Philly. I am now an INSOMNIAC affiliate in case you missed my last video where I talked about that. So if you look in the description, I have ticket links to INSOMNIAC events that I'm currently running, like Moonrise, EDC Orlando, and Project Glow Philly. And if you buy through me, it just helps support my channel so I can keep making videos for you guys, so I really appreciate it. But yeah, just wanted to throw in that quick note in case you're interested in going to Project Glow Philly. It's in October, it's 2 days, and you can buy tickets through me. Without further ado, let's just jump into it. The first category I always talk about is the weather and also the terrain. As far as terrain goes, it was in a parking lot or on like blacktop, so it was super easy to walk around, kind of like EDC Vegas. Like, you don't really have to deal with mud. There were a few grassy areas, but for the most part it was blacktop, so you didn't have to deal with mud when it was raining, which was great. And it just wasn't like dirty in any way. The weather was perfect on day one. It was like 70 degrees, full sunshine, not too hot, not too cold, literally perfect. We got so lucky. Got a little chilly at night, but I had a pashmina and I was wearing like mesh pants, you can see in my vlog. By the way, the best way to get any feel for an event is through vlogs. I know I say this in every recap video, but I'll have a card to my vlogs up above if you want to check those out to get a better feel. But yeah, at night it got a little chilly, but I was still fine. Day two, obviously it rained pretty heavily in the beginning of the day. We still got there early because we wanted to just hang out and see artists that were earlier in the day. So we were fine. We brought ponchos. I was wearing a long sleeve because I knew it was going to be colder, and I was fine. It tends to be very rainy in the Northeast in April, so if you're thinking about this for next year, like, just know you should prepare for the weather. It could either be like one of two extremes, like it was on day one versus day two, but really not that bad. I mean, if you had a poncho or if you dressed warm, it was fine. And day one weather, like I said, was perfect. For transportation, they do have free shuttles to and from Union Station, which is like the big train station in DC. I personally didn't use those. I was staying in a hotel in DC kind of near the Capitol, so instead we just Ubered to the festival each day, which was super easy, not a far drive at all. The first night leaving the festival, we Ubered, and it could have been worse. I think we waited probably like 20 to 30 minutes. And that's from the time that we like were leaving the venue to getting in a car, which I've had far worse at festivals. Like, I've been at festivals where I've waited like over an hour for an Uber after it's done. So to me, this was easy. INSOMNIAC has like a system down for rideshare, so it was very organized. That's like one of my biggest pros for this event overall, is that it was just organized. Like, INSOMNIAC events to me are just like, and I said this before, I worked with them as an affiliate, so I'm not just saying this because I work with them now. Like, the organization is just, they know what they're doing. So for rideshare, like, they had a whole system where like cars would come in like numbered lanes, and you just had to like call your driver and ask what lane they were in. You show like a staff member like that they're here, and then they would let you go. So it wasn't just like chaos of calling random cars and like having to tell them to go to this street, blah blah blah. Like, no, none of that. But the second night we actually took the metro home because Ubers home were pretty expensive the first night. That's something to note. There is surge pricing. The second night we took the metro, and I don't know if they like purposely made it free because there were so many people that it was like impossible to get everyone on and like checking passes and stuff. But when we got down there was no attendant working in the station, so everyone just like hopped on the train and it was free. And then we had a station, like I said, we stayed near the Capitol, so we had a metro station like near our hotel, like around the corner, so we just hopped off and walked home. It was so easy. I would probably do that next time I go. If I go back next year, like, way easier in my opinion. It's just like you have to deal with a lot of people trying to get on the same train, so it got a little squished, but we just like walked back to the cars like towards the end and it was fine. Let's talk about vibes, because you know that makes or breaks an event. And baby, the vibes at Project Glow were kind of on point. I was very pleasantly surprised. I had people telling me beforehand that the vibes in DC, like the DC rave crowd, is pretty good. Like, everyone's very nice, but I was still taken aback. I think also because I'm coming to this festival having just gone to Ultra, which is like the worst crowd of any festival I've ever been to, I think. So the difference was like astonishing. People were so nice. So that was like really great. It definitely made the weekend. Like, I got to talk with so many people. A lot of people came up and said hi because my YouTube channel, which I appreciate so much. It's always so nice to talk to you guys, and because it was a smaller festival, like, you kept like running into the same people, which I loved. So the vibes were A1. Vendors, lines, and prices. I never dealt with a long line at Project Glow. Even waiting for water, waiting for food, there was never a line. So I have nothing to complain about there. For drinks, we went to the Beatbox tent and just got our drinks there. And never had to wait in a line of more than like 5 to 10 people. So yeah, that was super convenient. Like, if someone needed to go to the bathroom, or if someone needed to fill up their water or get a drink, like, it was like 5 minutes and you could be back where we were. Security was definitely more in depth on the second day of the festival, which tends to always happen at festivals. Like, they threw out my pack of gum, which I was like, I know that's a rule and I know I'm not supposed to bring it, but normally they don't care. But overall they were chill. No like aggressive security pat downs or anything like that, which I hate. It just makes me so uncomfortable. Production and layout. Obviously with Glow, like, it's a very small festival, so if you're thinking of going, like, don't expect to be blown out of the water by the production, because it's such a small festival. But I have to say, I did really like their stage designs, and I'll insert footage here. But because the space was so small, it was so easy to go back and forth from the Eternal stage to the Pulse stage. And I really liked the designs of both. I also loved like the color scheme for Project Glow, which I know is like silly, but I don't know, like the pink and purple and blue, just like cool branding, and they incorporated it everywhere, which I really liked. And the crowds were never like it was easy to get closer to the stage even if you were in GA, because it just wasn't that big of a festival. So overall, the layout I really liked. It was easy to hop around, easy to find people. There was cell service, which is huge for a festival. So it was so easy to find people. Like, honestly, 10 out of 10. Let's talk lineup. I loved this lineup. Honestly, it was a little bit more house music heavy, I will admit, but you also had Slander, you had Seven Lions, you had Above and Beyond. It was kind of funny, like, looking at the crowd, because it was either house heads or people like decked the fuck out, and like on the first day it was Slander merch, the second day it was Ophelia and like Seven Lions merch. It was one extreme or the other. It was so funny to watch. It was just like a crossover episode of house heads and melodic bass kids. I don't know why it cracked me up. Like, there was so much fucking Slander merch and so much Ophelia merch, but it was so much fun because it was also people I feel like who appreciated both house music and melodic bass. So I don't know, the vibes were just great. Like, the lineup was amazing, obviously, and I got to see a lot of artists that I love. I got to see some new artists that I've never seen before. Like, we saw Mina on Sunday in the rain, which we just kind of went to because like there was a structure overhead at the pool stage, so it like helped us kind of stay covered from the rain. Ended up loving that set. Like, it was so much fun, and it was so early in the day. So yeah, I loved the lineup. I like that I got to see some house. I like that I got to see like some of my staple artists. Overall, a good time. Last thing I'm going to talk about is, was VIP worth it? Because I did have VIP to this event, and I have to say 100% yes. Project Glow is such a low price point for what it is. I think a GA pass was like $100 and VIP was probably around $200. I think it was so worth it to have VIP at this festival. The VIP sections by the stages were huge, clean bathrooms all the time. They had the concierge, they had all of the typical Insomniac VIP perks, so like the beauty bar, the concierge where you can get your lanyards and stuff, like just all the usual stuff, but the spaces were just so big. You had a really good view of the stages. So I really liked having VIP. If I was purchasing a pass next year, I would definitely buy VIP, and I highly recommend it. So that is it on my recap and review for Glow. If you guys have any more questions at all, please feel free to leave them down below and I will answer. I know there's been a lot of curiosity around this event. It's like the first Insomniac event in the Northeast, besides like when EDC New York was a thing, obviously. So it's just very exciting for us, and I'm so glad I went. I honestly had the best time, y'all. Like, it was so much fun. The vibes were on point. And that kind of leads me to my final conclusion that yes, I would go back to Project Glow. It was a nice little event in April in between Ultra and EDC, which are like monster festivals. This one was just like so chill. I got to see a lot of my local friends and just have a good time. So I am very grateful to have been able to go this weekend. And again, if you want to see the experience more firsthand, check out my vlogs and you'll be able to get a better feel for the event through that. That's it for this video. Next up is EDC Vegas in literally less than 2 weeks, which is frightening. So I'll have a lineup review for that coming soon. And if you guys have any questions about EDC, feel free to message me or comment down below. Whatever it is, I'm happy to answer and happy to help. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.